season of The Bachelor was actually a joke. It was actually a joke. Let's get into it.
It's just one of them days.
Okay, so I'm just going to quickly run through the episode because it was so boring. I'm just going to talk about the things that pissed me off. The way he blindsided his dad in the episode before. His dad thought he was coming to celebrate a monumental time in his child's life. These people were actually trying to perpetuate a stereotype. They were actually just trying to exploit your situation to perpetuate a stereotype. They wasn't giving you special treatment. They were exploiting you. That's why they allowed you to do that.
I did feel sorry for Matt in that scene though. I just wish it was off camera.
This is not something that we need to see on the show. And I'm pretty sure the other bachelors, like, if they have family issues, they don't tell us about it because it's none of our business. We just want to see who you're going to pick at the end and we want to see the drama. Especially in this circumstance. Anyways, I'm just going to go briefly through the actual episode. I don't think Matt's mum liked Michelle. I don't know why she started crying when Michelle walked in. I personally think that the mum and the brother vibe better with Rachel. I'm not gonna lie, I think they vibe better with Rachel. I think that Matt's mum actually manipulated Matt, and that is why Matt suddenly couldn't pick who he wanted in the end and suddenly wasn't sure whether he wanted to be engaged by the end of the thing. So I don't know why you keep mentioning your dad, because you were ready to get engaged until your mum said something. So really, that's why he should have went to therapy before he went on the show, because he literally just wasted our time. Oh, and I will say the date that he went on with Michelle, Matt just doesn't know how to pick romantic dates. He's constantly making these women do bush tucker trials for dates. Like, making people box, punching each other up in a boxing ring as a date. Like, what is that? Making people run around in the woods as a date, making Brie camp. Then he's making Michelle jump off the building. Like, her face, she was like, really? Like, when he said that they were going to jump off a building, when she got there, she was like, really? She was actually over it. Like, he literally made her put her feet in porridge last week, made her sit in milk last week. Like, I don't know what, he has no self-awareness, because I don't know why he thinks anyone would enjoy something like that anyway. I'm not gonna lie, jumping off a building is fun, but as a last date where you really want to get to know the person even more, figure out whether you want to propose to them, really, that's the date that you choose. Honestly, I was really happy to see that he didn't give Rachel a date, because I don't like her racist self. Like, I just don't like her. Like, honestly, I think she doesn't even like Matt. I just think she wants to win the competition. Yeah. Also, I will add that on Michelle and Matt's date, I think Michelle kind of peeped that he wasn't emotionally ready for a relationship. Matt breaking up with Michelle. Oh yeah, Matt breaking up with Michelle like that was so sad. Like, she really deserved better. But I personally think that she dodged a bullet, because this guy doesn't even know what he wants. He has commitment issues and all that kind of stuff. He doesn't know how to think for himself. Girl, you dodged a bullet. Also, I think, yeah, he just wasn't making any sense in that period. I don't know why he walked out of the room when he dumped Michelle and he was crying. Like, did she dump you or did you dump her? Like, what's going on here? I don't know why you're weeping on the floor, clutching your ankles. He's acting like he's the one that got dumped, like she dumped you. What's going on here? Anyway, then when he went to pick the ring, I was just thinking, why are you wasting this guy's time? You don't want to marry anyone, you don't want to propose to anyone. Why are you wasting this guy's time? You're asking yourself a minute before you're going to go meet him, are you ready? Obviously you're not. You need to cancel the appointment quickly before he gets there. Stop wasting, like, you're wasting people's time. Even when Chris was like, you're wasting my time. Even Chris was like, you're wasting my time. Even though I'm getting paid for this, you're wasting my time. That episode was boring. Matt showed more of his lack of self-awareness when he took Rachel to that barn to propose to her, whatever he was going to do. I mean, what? You know that she's going to come in heels. Why do you have her walking up in these? But anyway, she can walk up in heels. She's racist. Yeah, so he brought her there. He told her that he wasn't going to propose. Before he actually said to her that he just wanted to date her, you saw, did anyone else see the relief on her face? The girl was relieved. And this is what I was confused about. And this is why I said I don't think she actually liked him. Because when Chris came up really creepily to Rachel's room and was leaning on the door in a very creepy way, he said, oh, when he said to her she's not gonna date, why was she crying? She was crying because she thought she wasn't gonna win. That's why she was crying. But then when he said, oh, she ain't gonna propose, she was relieved. And there was no tears, there was no sadness, there was relief in her eyes. That doesn't make any sense. Do you know what I mean? And then he said, oh, he's just gonna date her. What a waste of our time, Matt. What a waste. What a waste of our time. He really should have gone to therapy before he went on the show. Like, he just wasted all our time. Luckily, the whole season was mainly about beef between the girls, because he's boring anyway. Him and Rachel, like, at first I was thinking, why don't you pick Michelle? She's such a beautiful soul, she has a personality. But I guess he's boring, Rachel's boring. They belong together. So it kind of makes a bit more sense. And so let's get on to the final rose episode, because that I thought that was gonna be juicy, but it really wasn't either. It was quite funny that the manual actual guy was hosting it. I also think the producers think we're stupid having Chris narrate the whole episode, having Chris narrate the fact that he isn't gonna host the final rose, having Chris present the new presenter for the final rose. Do you really think we're stupid? You might as well just had Chris present the show, because he's not going anywhere, clearly. Like, you have him presenting the presenter. Ugh, he's gonna be back at some point. Okay, so they started off with Michelle. Poor Michelle, the guy didn't even let her have closure. Like, he was really like, no, I don't want to speak to him. He's really trash. Like, how can you do that to her? Like, that's so mean. Then he comes, talks to her, acts like he's sorry, when you really could have acted like a decent human being and let her have her closure in the first place. I don't really get what was so hard for you, why it was so hard for you to give her closure. Like, you led her on for how many weeks, days, and then you didn't even want to give her closure. That's not fair. I think Matt kind of resembles Terry Crews in White Chicks. You know, the character that he played in White Chicks? I think he resembles that character, because personally, I thought that Matt was more attracted physically to the biracial girls. Like, he seemed very attracted to Piper, Michelle, Serena, and Brie. Like he was more affectionate with them. Like, so I just don't really understand why he chose Rachel. Yeah, it doesn't really make sense to me. But I think he resembles Terry Crews in the White Chicks, because remember when the White Chicks took off their mask and then he was like, oh, so you're not white? Yeah, Matt gives off them kind of vibes. I was really shocked. Like, every time he sent home one of the biracial girls, I was really shocked, because I was thinking, you seem to really click with her. Why are you sending her home? Like, I don't understand. Like, there was just nothing, like, there was just no chemistry with him and Rachel. Like, I just don't understand. Well, I guess when he said he isn't picking black women, he meant the biracial girls as well. So going back to Michelle and him and Michelle's talk, I love the fact that Michelle shaded him at the end. She was like, hopefully you kiss with your eyes closed. That's what she said to him. And she also said, hopefully you have something more to say other than thanks for sharing that. Yeah, because you need to expose his one-dimensional self. How can you say thanks for sharing that when somebody tells you that they love them? Like, if you did that to someone, would you be happy if that's what they said to you? No. So I mean, come on. Then we have Matt talking about him and Rachel, what happened there. Matt is suddenly identifying as black. He's not black, he's biracial. It's okay to identify as biracial, but the thing is, yeah, when Matt was saying that he was biracial in the beginning of the show, when he was emphasizing it a lot, which, I mean, he was right to, because they were trying to call him the black, and he's not black, he's biracial. Don't do that. Don't erase the black men from the equation. Don't do that, okay? But he was basically saying, I'm black and white, but the black was in small letters. Do you know what I mean? But it's like, no, you're half and half. So now he's identified himself as black. He was talking about Rachel and all of that happened. What I got from what he said with why he broke up with Rachel is because Rachel wasn't sorry and she didn't get why it was wrong. That's kind of what he said in so many words. I personally think him talking about the pressure of being black, he felt pressure and all of that stuff. What pressure? Maybe he's saying that he felt pressure to pick a black woman, but you didn't. So I don't think anyone was expecting you to anyway. I thought he would. Well, I don't think anyone was expecting you to anyway. I said it before. They probably wouldn't allow him to pick even a biracial person, and he didn't. He didn't really do anything for black people on the show. The only thing he really did was say that he wasn't going to pick a black woman. That's the only thing he really said when it came to race. I don't know what pressure he felt, but yeah. He didn't even have a conversation with Rachel about race. So I don't really know what he's talking about. Like, how can you pick a white woman and not have a conversation with her about race? Like, what? He said he didn't want to have those conversations. Then you shouldn't have picked her. You shouldn't have picked a white woman, because you're going to have to. Because now look, found out she was racist after you picked her, like, and you look stupid. So you should have had the conversation. That's why you have them. I personally think Matt didn't really care that Rachel was racist. Because when it first came out, he was Pim for a while. He only said anything when it started getting more media coverage and when people were dragging him on Twitter for being Pim. So he clearly doesn't really care about it. And then he now all of a sudden he's identifying as black because he thinks it's gonna make people forget. My guy said he still stayed with her after he found out. He tried to figure out if it was true or not. Did you not see the picture? He said that he didn't drag her about it, or he didn't confront her about it, or whatever. He didn't speak to her about it, or he didn't dump her, or whatever, because he didn't know if it was true or not. Did you not see the picture? Did you not see the picture? It wasn't really a rumour. It wasn't really a rumour. It was an actual picture, evidence on her Instagram. On her Instagram. I don't know, like, honestly, man, just say you didn't care. Just say you didn't care. Adults watch this show, so we do get what you're saying in between the lines. So now we're going on to Rachel and Matt. I think that Emmanuel, oh yeah, Rachel spoke to him first, actually, sorry. I think that the Emmanuel guy was coddling her the whole time. He kept referring to 3 years ago as if it was a long time ago. 3 years is not really a long time. No. I also kind of hate how he was trying to absolve her for what she was doing by calling it ignorance. She was doing it as well, calling it ignorance. And first of all, why does she even have a platform to even speak about this? Like, why is she even allowed to speak about this on TV? And the thing is, that picture wasn't all that she was accused of. Like, there was a lot more other things that she was accused of. She's an actual racist. I don't know why they even gave her a platform to even speak about it on TV. That's what you call white privilege. That was a waste of time. She didn't need to be on there. Then Matt comes out. It looks like they still have chemistry. I wouldn't be shocked if they were actually still going out. Matt and her talk about it. It was just a lot of pauses, long awkward pauses. There was a point where Emmanuel was kind of asking Matt if he would forgive her, blah blah blah, and saying that it was 3 years ago. It was along the lines of that. Matt was like, but Plantations was a long time ago. What? Okay, yeah, we know that. What were you trying to say there? What I don't know, like, racism still exists, you know. I don't really get why he said that. I just can't believe he even missed the fact that she's racist. Like, apparently her parents support Trump. Do you not ask any of these questions? Like, or maybe he supports the same people. Maybe that's why he didn't think anything. Yeah, anyway, that was long, awkward, long pauses. It was awkward, a bunch of nothing. They were saying a bunch of nothing. It was really like, they're probably together. Who cares anyway? But I will say that I'm really glad that Michelle is the Bachelor, because she really won. She really won. Like, she dodged a bullet, and now she's actually going to find her husband. Like, she actually won. And the thing is, with the Bachelorette, I feel like the Bachelorettes always take it more seriously. They always end up engaged at the end of it. They always pick the right person. They know what they want. So I'm really happy for her. I really don't think they should have put Katie there. I don't really care for Katie. Like, I'm not watching that season. She's kind of boring anyway. They just gave her the Bachelorette because she stuck up for a few other girls. That's all she did. She wasn't really very interesting. But I'm glad Michelle is the Bachelorette. I'm kind of excited for that season and what that one will bring. Yeah, and then finally, hopefully she'll get somebody that's emotionally stable, ready for commitment, a stable person, has self-awareness, and is ready. Just ready. But yeah, that was a whole drag session. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel, like this video, comment and share. I really just wanted to drag Rachel and Matt. I don't think I dragged Rachel enough, but yeah. See you guys in the next video. Bye.